Hey, what's up, everybody? Aaron Bennett here, coming to you from the laundry room because this is what my life has become. So what I want to talk about in today's video are some motions that did come in through the court. I'm also going to give a brief overview of some of the major things that happened when Celsius was before the judge yesterday. Now, one of the takeaways from court is that the judge approved an appointment of an independent examiner. So there were some arguments coming in that I'm not going to cover because now we know we're going to get an independent examiner, but David Adler had another really good argument for a Chapter 11 examiner or a chief restructuring officer. Daniel Frischberg also shared some conflicts with Kirkland representing Voyager, Celsius, and possibly even Daniel and Alex himself. And he also wanted to appoint a CRO or chief restructuring officer. But I'm not going to go over those stories because the judge already said that the U.S. trustee can appoint an examiner. And that is this story right here. It came in yesterday, order directing the appointment of an examiner. Now, I want to cover this story a little bit. So basically, the U.S. trustee, again, is directed to appoint an examiner. And here is some of the scope of what the examiner should look into. Basically, the debtor's cryptocurrency holdings, including where the debtors, meaning Celsius, holdings were stored pre-petition. They also want the examiner to look into why there was a change in offering in April 2022 this year from the EARN program to the custody service, kind of looking into why that happened and everything that went on there. Here it says the examiner may retain its own attorneys and other professionals to help it in its examination. So what David Adler said on a Twitter Spaces yesterday is that he is happy that the judge said that the examiner can ask for additional areas to investigate. So they are not just limited by what I just showed you on the screen. David Adler also says that the examiner should be a financial advisory type of person. But David did say, and he was basically arguing that a CRO, a chief restructuring officer, would be better because that way the restructuring could still continue as planned. So the downside, from my understanding of an examiner, is that a lot of things are going to be halted. Essentially, the examiner is going to say, we can't start giving money away to the custody accounts, most likely. We need you to stop, wait. I have to do my examination, which I believe they have like 2 months to create a report. So this could just halt things for a while, which a lot of people are not that into. People want their money back now. Chapter 11 is insanely expensive, and what we all want and Celsius wants is to get out of Chapter 11, because remember, even Alex is a major creditor. He has probably tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars locked in Celsius, so I can't imagine him wanting the Chapter 11 proceedings to go on. So I'll keep you updated about the examiner and when one gets appointed and what that means and all that, but I just wanted to let you know this is pretty big news. So next I want to cover the latest coin report, and I believe a new one is going to come out this Friday. So I will do my best on Friday to compare what is going on and let you guys know what I see with this report. Now, one thing to note here is that a lot of the crypto is held within the Celsius Network Limited in the UK. Now, I did talk to Thomas Braziel yesterday, and he's way smarter than me. He deals with bankruptcy stuff, for decades, if not his whole life. And he said that this is actually interesting, that a lot of the crypto is held in the UK entity. And long story short, he says that is a good thing, most likely for us, the unsecured creditors, because the Series B guys, the guys who invested in Celsius in the previous equity round, they will have a much, much harder time claiming that they are a higher priority to get repaid before us, the unsecured creditors. And it's very interesting to remember that because Celsius went into Chapter 11, even Alex's equity does not have a higher priority to get repaid than us. We are the business. And I want to make that clear. I feel like I've been harping on Celsius Network a lot, and I've been doing a lot of doom and gloom. And yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. But it's important to remember that the crypto you see on the screen here, this crypto, which again will be changing as new updated reports come, this is our crypto. It literally belongs to the unsecured creditors like us. There are no higher level people that will get access to their money first. So next is a story that came in from Shiran Kleiderman, who I've seen many times on the AMAs over the years. He is the chief security officer and head of IT, and he is given his statement, basically his personal background, where the crypto assets are held within Celsius, and basically why why they are secure. And I believe he put this out to basically convince the judge and the UCC that Celsius is responsible for holding on and keeping safe the crypto that they are managing. And there doesn't need to be somebody else coming in and say, oh no, we need to take access of that crypto because Celsius is irresponsible and they are going to lose it. That's my take from this document. So let's talk about the retention motions. Those are all the back and forth arguments saying that why Kirkland & Ellis has conflicts of interest and why they should not be on Celsius's council, or why White & Case should not represent the UCC, or why Akin & Gump or all of these other companies and organizations should not be representing Celsius. Essentially, they all got approved. So everything is staying as it was when bankruptcy started and Celsius got all of these people to help them, like investment bankers and reorganizing people. So just want to let you know that all of those got approved. For example, this one that came in yesterday, order authorizing the employment and retention of Kroll Restructuring Administration. And this one, ordering authorizing the employment and retention of White and Case for the official committee of the unsecured creditors, the UCC. So in my previous videos, if you've been following me, you've known that I've covered a lot of different arguments about potential conflicts, like them representing a party that invested in Celsius, or Kirkland & Ellis also representing Voyager. So there are some conflicts, but ultimately the judge heard all of these arguments from both sides and decided to keep everybody as counsel. So this one that came in today as well, it's basically clarifying how much information will be shared publicly when we get the schedule of assets. So I just want to touch on this really quickly. It says order clarifying the requirement to provide access to confidential or privileged information. So they are getting clear on what information will and will not be shared. And I believe they are leaning towards privacy. Now, there have been some cases in the past, different bankruptcies, where there have been certain judges that said, we're not going to share any information. And I was listening to Thomas Braziel talk yesterday, and what he does for a living is buying claims. Like, he made a lot of money buying Mt. Gox bankruptcy claims. And he said that one time, all the information was redacted, and he realized that the claim that was trying to be sold to him was intimately connected with insiders. So obviously keeping our private information safe, I think, is very, very important. But also there is that balance, like I've talked about for weeks, that there can be certain insiders or like certain creditors that may be able to slip by and that the judge or the examiner may not be able to see. And I just want to touch on the price of CEL token right now. So somebody said, looks like the Celsius merged as well. CEL token hit very, very high, which I'm going to cover in a second. Then Vitalik said, I think it's trying to figure out the new correct price level now that it's converted to Fahrenheit. Very funny. So what I want to note here is very interesting. On Uniswap, we had a green candle all the way up to essentially almost $12. If you can see here, if I can zoom in, this was about 3 a.m. Pacific last night, or it was very late. And here on FTX, now this is a screenshot because I have trouble accessing CEL, I think because I'm in the United States. But anyway, on FTX, CEL just got to about $2.87. So people are speculating that what FTX is doing with naked shorts and possibly some manipulation and possibly Alameda trading against a CEL token, that they suppressed the price down. Now, maybe I'll get somebody on the station who can really break this down for me a lot better, because I do not have a really good understanding about everything going on regarding short sellers and naked shorts. But I did just want to note that there was, again, a huge difference between the spike, $2.87 or so on FTX, and then Uniswap had a green candle where I guess you could have sold it close to $12 if you timed that correctly. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Just wanted to make it short and sweet. Till next time, guys, talk with you soon, and bye for now.